Hello and welcome back. Or if it's your first time, thank you for joining me. I call the channel The Jungle Nook. And although I do videos on the tropical house plants, I got some videos on how I take care of them, and I got a bunch of walkthrough videos and stuff. But for today, for this weekend, this is all going to be exclusively on the aquatic side of the channel. I got the whole weekend to myself. So welcome to a weekend at the Nook. We're going to be sticking our hands into a bunch of the different tanks here. And I got a lot of projects to work on. We'll see how many we can actually get through. I do have 2 tanks that need to be completely rescaped. Plants that I need to trim. There's a 40-gallon breeder. This is a dirted tank that I use just for growing out plants. I do have some fish in here too, but this is going to have to get all cleaned up and replanted so I can get a nice crop out of here. And this is the whole reason why all these little projects are getting done. They're all in preparation for this tank right here. This is my 75-gallon work tank that I want to start converting over to a proper display tank. This is my main growing room right here. It's my largest tank. It's a 4-foot long standard 75-gallon tank. And what I got to do is I got to get a light and put it up here at the ceiling right over the tank. I already have the light. I'm actually using it in the shrimp room. We'll be going in there next. And we're going to take this tank, and this is going to go in the shrimp room too. I just want to get it out of here, out of the way. It's kind of an eyesore. But this weekend we will be reusing the substrate that's in here. And these plants here, it's some kind of dwarf hairgrass, I believe. The light that we're grabbing, it's in the shrimp room, which is right over here. And the reason that I want to put this light up here over that work tank out there is I want to recreate this on top of that tank, something similar to this. I really like this look. And I'm going to need some light up there. These are all house plants. But this light is currently supplementing all of these plants. So I am going to have to attach these grow lights right here. I'm going to attach these to the ceiling against this wall. Eventually I want to put a 65-gallon tank here and have a bunch of plants growing out of the tank, you know, plants on both sides of it, hanging from the ceiling, even attach some to the wall. And then that will clear up this table here for me, because it is winter and I'm running out of space and I need somewhere to work on projects. So I'll have this table so I can work on stuff. Now, while we're in here, if you take a look in here, I got some dwarf rasboras. They like to hide inside of this lava rock here. And I think I found a way how I'll be able to catch these without having to disturb the tank and move that lava rock around. I'm afraid I'll end up crushing a bunch of them while they're in there. So what I came up with, I got this bottle here and I attached a bunch of rubber bands to it. I left the sticker on the top. I rubber band some rocks on the side to block out some of the light, just like the sticker will. And all of these rubber bands here, what we're going to be doing is coming down here, trimming up some of this Java moss and putting that under the rubber bands to try to make that like a cave. So here it is, hoping they swim right into here. I blocked out a bunch of the light. The rocks will make sure this doesn't float. Let's go put this in the tank for now. hopefully this works. This is a 20-gallon long. This is what I had originally put the first 7 of those rasboras that I got in. And they multiplied quite well in there for me, so I'm hoping they do the same. So it's the next day. I'm just picking up right where I left off, finishing up the aquascape. We're going to be going out to the African Congo tank pretty soon to trim that tank up, and I'm going to bring some of those plants in here. And I did release the cichlids last night. I got some clips of that. I'll show you. The substrate in here is just pool filter sand. I don't know, some kind of rock I picked up at Home Depot. It's all real cheap stuff. But with all the gravel, the substrate down there should hold that shape. I think they'll like that. Got some driftwood I'm throwing back in here. And I'm gonna put some Java moss in here as well. I do have a heater in here, and it's an adjustable heater, so it will stay plenty warm enough for them. I got 2 lights on this tank just so I can see, and they're real good. They look identical. One's a grow light, the other one's not. I don't even know how I ended up buying. I don't know, I don't know how I did that. But I bought a couple of lights that are not grow lights. So this driftwood here, so I'm going to be putting in a big clump of repens that's going to float. And once I turn that filter on, I did clean the filter out, I cleaned the glass. I am doing stuff off camera, there's so much to do. The filter. Oh, the filter has a sponge on it. The intake has a sponge, so hopefully the babies don't get sucked up. Just to show you before we go out to that other tank to start trimming it up. When I get into that African leaf fishes tank to rescape that, I'm going to be grabbing that driftwood right here with the anubis and stuff growing on it. I'm going to be grabbing it out of this tank and putting it into his and rescaping that. And this is the tank where I grow all my plants, and I got to pretty much just plant a garden in here, probably do it in grids or something. I do have some fish in here. They're out and about. What are these? Cherry barbs, I believe. They got really nice color. Boy, when I show you those cichlids, I was surprised. I thought they'd lose their color for a little while, but they didn't. I mean, they're actually very beautiful. I can actually get shots. They seem comfortable. I've been seeing them swimming out with the other fish. Anyway, we're gonna go trim up some plants and then bring them back in here. And I'll show you real quick too, some of the stuff that I got done off camera. So I do got the lights in. This is the shrimp room. I do got the lights up. I cleaned up the room a little bit. This cave does not seem to be working. I checked it several times. Nothing in there. Right now I even have some frozen brine shrimp. In this video, I will totally get some fish in there though. You know, at the end of my video, there's definitely going to be music playing. We'll do a walkthrough, you know, get some cool shots with music, feed all the fish, maybe even look into some tanks that we didn't even work in. But look at this. Remember how I said it was an eyesore? This is much better now. My plants are spaced out better, getting better light. They're away from the window. I got more of my plants off of the floor. It is winter. And check this out. This is driftwood. This is the driftwood that's going to be going into the 75-gallon tank. This was all one piece. It was actually a lot larger than this, but this is what I salvaged off a nice big piece of driftwood, locally harvested. And there's a good, where this tape is, this is the size of the tank. I mean, it's longer than this a little bit, but this is going to be at the back of the tank. And look at all this swim room I'll have here for the fish. There will be fish in here. I know I kept saying this was going to be the natural aquarium, the large one, but earlier when I mentioned putting a 65-gallon into the shrimp room, that's going to be the natural one. I want fish in here. I want to be able to see the fish swimming around. Those natural aquariums, yeah, when I show you guys shots, man, I am zoomed in really good on them, as best as I can at least. You don't really see that stuff with the naked eye too much. But yeah, this driftwood looks pretty cool. I'm gonna soak it for a little while. And I got a carving kit. I'm gonna soak it for a little while, and then the softer pieces, you know, you'll probably see me do it in other videos, but I'm just gonna carve it up a little bit, get rid of some of the soft stuff. But yeah, it's really cool. This is actually 2 pieces on top of each other. Pretty happy about that. And then over here, this is that Congo tank where I released the cichlids. When I went to put those cichlids in this tank, I realized the water was pretty cold and found out the heater, which I bought not too long ago for this tank. When I set it up, it's a 300-watt heater. It wasn't working. The water was real cold. I had to take the 200-watt heater out of the 75 and put that over here. There was nothing. The light's on it, but there's no heat. And I have another smaller one that's not adjustable back here. And I don't even think that one's working, but the light's on. This water was really cold. It was only 70 degrees. So I'm gonna take those other 2 heaters out, the ones that were originally in here. And I'm gonna get rid of this little sponge filter. This is all it does. So get rid of that. There are 2 air stones in here, and there's a pump. I think the pump was only for, it's back there in the corner. I think that was only for a 40-gallon tank, a 20 or a 40. Just wanted some circulation in here. I'm so glad I did that. I want to trim some of these tops off and move them over to that other tank we were just working on. I want a bunch of them in there to float. And I want to open this up. It will all grow back. And I also want to trim up where this driftwood is down here so I can see it a little bit better. And there's other plants back there that I want to get light to. And check out this algae, or whatever this is. I don't even know what it is. I think it's beautiful. Really cool, really unique. I've been watching it grow real slow for the last year.